And then there comes a story, which I think is better illustrated in a clip from the movie The Nativity Story, about the Lord somewhat appearing to Elijah. He does appear, but he does it in his own way, because to see the Lord would be to die. Very interesting story. You'll definitely love it when you read it, and I will put a link to the clip from The Nativity Story. Well, then there comes a time when Elijah is no longer going to be the prophet. It's time, he's older, it's time for him to go. So he's supposed to go and anoint another person, and he does, and this man's name is Elisha. He's not Elijah. So he comes up and anoints him, and then they go off together. So they travel together, and they keep meeting these other prophets along the way, a group of younger prophets that are prophets in training, sort of. And every time they see Elisha, they say, "Do you know your master Elijah is going to be taken today?" And he's like, "I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it." So they keep on going, meet another group, meet another group. Well, then finally, Elijah tells him, "Stay here. The Lord has sent me to the Jordan." And Elisha says, "As surely as the Lord lives and you and I live, I will not leave you." So they keep on going. Some amazing miracles happen in here that I don't want to give away. So definitely when you read 2 Kings, you're going to enjoy this part. But the part you do need to know about, that again we're referencing for future, so you'll know things when they're talking about in the book of Revelation, and when you hear people talk about the chariots of fire, Elijah and Elisha are there together. It says, as they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and of horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel." And Elisha saw him no more. Then he took hold of his own clothes and tore them apart. He picked up the cloak that had fallen from Elijah and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. And that was it for Elijah. Elijah never died. Just like Enoch that we had talked about back in Genesis, here is Elijah never dying. And he's taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire, which I have some great pictures of. Elisha is left. Well, it says from there, Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some youths came out of the town and jeered at him. "Go up, you bald head," they said. "Go on up, you bald head." They didn't sound very nice, did they? He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the youths. And then he went on to Mount Carmel, and from there returned to Samaria. I think the lesson we learn here is don't make fun of bald people. Don't you think?